Good evening, children. My name is Ian, and today I'm going to present to you a short story about the heavy load of sin. It was an exciting day. It was going to be my first trip to Mexico to visit the Mixtec natives. Many of them live in far-off villages scattered through the hills of Oaxaca, Mexico. Just to get to the village where the Bible conference was to be held, we would have to walk for many hours over the hills. Mother kindly bought me the best backpack she could find. It was so light that you could lift it with one finger, and it had foam padding on the straps to keep the straps from cutting into my shoulders. When it was packed with extra clothes, some medicines, and a few other things that I might need, I tried the new backpack on. Sure, that was fine. I could carry that load easily enough. A few weeks later, we arrived in Mexico at the point where we would begin the hike. "Could I carry your backpack for you?" asked one of the Christian natives. "No thanks, I'm fine," I told him. So we started off on the long walk. The backpack worked nicely, but the longer we walked, the heavier it got. Surely those things I had packed weren't so heavy when I had tried it on at home. On we walked with the hot sun beating on our heads, up one hill and down one other. Everyone had loads to carry now, so there was no one to offer to help with my backpack. I began to be afraid that I would never make it, but after 2 hours, someone came to meet us over the hills with a horse. This time, when they offered, I gladly gave up the pack, and it was tied to the horse. I was so tired that it did not matter to me that the padded straps of my new backpack were not being used the way they were meant to be, but were dangling from the horse's saddle. As we can see, the load of sin is like the load in that young child's backpack. The longer you carry it, the heavier it gets. This world tries to make sin look attractive, but it is still a heavy load. No matter how light your load of sin may feel when you are young, it will get heavier as you grow older. After a while, the foam padding of pleasure no longer eases the weight of sins. The Lord Jesus came into the world to free you from this load of sins. He himself carried the load of sins when he was on the cross so that you might be free of your burden forever. This was my children's story, and I hope that you learned something new.